Hello Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of The Long Dark in our faithful Cartographer Interloper mini-series. So we are right on the outside of Coastal Highway at present. We have not found any head covering whatsoever, and I'm just using a fresh torch that I picked up. Didn't have to use it till we got all the way over here. But let me dip back into the mine just briefly to make sure that I didn't miss anything in this side passageway here. Where are you? Where are you? There you are. Maybe over here. There's usually not anything. It's really just more coal that can be here, but I guess there's some reclaimed wood. That's not the worst thing to find. Okay. Alright, so let's head back towards the exit, and again, we are going to hope for good weather and take our first steps into Coastal Highway for the second time. And this time, hopefully not get food poisoning. Let's see, I do need to check in here, but I think I already did, right? Yeah, I did. I did this in the opening moments. I do it so absent-mindedly sometimes. Yeah, so there's that. We are good. Well, we're not good. We don't have any head covering, but we'll make do. So let's take a quick look at our condition meters. Not terrible. Condition, we're actually at 67. And then it looks like we're doing well warmth-wise because we have warm coffee in us. Please good weather. Please good weather. Oh, beautiful weather. Okay. Oh, it's amazing. All right, so it feels like -4. It's still really, really freaking cold. But at least it's a nice, clear day as we begin our trek into Pleasant, or not Pleasant Valley, but Coastal Highway. We left Pleasant Valley. It's a miserable place. I'm glad we left it. So we could go that way if we wanted to, just to mix things up a bit, but I think I will follow the same path as usual, just because I want to get down to civilization as rapidly as possible. We need to find a toque. Speaking of getting down to civilization, let's sprint. Because I'm not encumbered this time, I didn't pick up a bunch of coal. Didn't want to do everything the same way. Alright, so there's the houses where we were last time. Let's step in here. One of the nice things about the time of day that we've got is that if we can move quickly, any interiors that we search should be pretty damn well lit. The current lighting in the Long Dark during the day is pretty generous. Nice. Summit soda. Nothing there. Nothing there, nothing there. Okay. Nothing in there. I see some beef jerky. Finding lots of beef jerky. 3 pieces in the past 2 episodes. 3 bags, I should say. What's that? Nothing? Interesting. Okay. Let's step back outside and keep going. The weather's so nice, I don't want to pass up this moment to travel. This chance to travel, I guess I should say. Alright, so we have some coffee, that's why I'm sprinting a little bit more than usual. And now we're going to head down here, same as we did before. Since we've got so much visibility, I might go ahead and just head out to the Misanthropes island, and then Jackrabbit Island, the 2 islands, and go ahead and visit those. Because those are kind of satellite locations, you know? So it'd be nice to go ahead and be able to definitely verify there is or is not anything there, and that we have everything, that we've harvested everything we can from those. Okay, so I'm just taking a second to make sure I don't see any wolves, same as I did last time. All right. Nothing that way. I don't see anything. All right, well, let's go. Still going to try and hug this a little bit. Let's see if we can get up here. Yeah, we can. Just spotting for any furry woodland friends. None over there. We need to head that way at some point, because that's cattail heaven. We don't have much food at the moment. There could be wolves right out here, though. I need to be careful. There can be wolves. Right on the ice. Over there. Dangerously close, so... There's one. See? This is why I'm careful. Alright, no reishi mushrooms. Let me get low so he can't see me. Don't mind me, wolf. I'm just gonna dip into this house really quick. Alright. Scrap metal. If I could wear scrap metal on my head, it would be great. But I can't. Another Summit soda. Ah, pork and beans. I saw that. I bet a few of you started to open your mouth and scream. For just a second, they're like, no! If there's one, like, comic scream that I wish I could do, and I kind of got close to it there. No, I didn't. I didn't even come remotely close. It's the Barney scream of despair from How I Met Your Mother. If you watch How I Met Your Mother, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The no! It's... Only Neil Patrick Harris can do it. But if I could do it, I would do it all the time. It's pretty great. Right, so let's step over here. Oh, hi. How's it going? Let me see if you got anything for me. Of course you don't. Useless. More beef jerky. Jesus. What the hell? All the beef jerky. I know what the title of this episode is going to be. All right, let's go ahead and eat the one that's a little bit lower condition. Because we can afford to have lower condition stuff. Let's also go ahead and drink one of these sodas. For the calories, man. And then I'll drink this just to top off our thirst meter. So we're actually doing okay on food, thanks to those pork and beans. Anything else here? No. Nada. Alright, there is nothing else here. So, I don't know where that wolf is. I'm just going to quietly dip back here. Do. Don't mind me.
Ugh, this cold is making my head feel thick.
So apparently we're a little cold. Alright, I'm gonna try and get up these rocks so I can see what the landscape is heading out to the main islands. Well, they're not the main islands, they're the ancillary islands. They're the satellite locations, but we need to get out there. It's pretty cold. We know that. Alright, I can afford to stand up, I think. You gonna let me up, game? Come on, let me up. Really? Of course there's a wolf right there. The question is, can the wolf get up to me? Yes, it can. Okay. Gotta take a bit of a breather. We're pretty cold anyway, so I guess it would be wise. Let's see, how much time do we have left in the day? Wouldn't be the worst thing to go ahead and sleep for a few hours. Let's go ahead and get rid of that warmth problem. And recover a little bit of condition while we're at it. Not a lot, but a little. 72%. Feels like 41 degrees right now, thanks to the stuff we're wearing. We do still have improved rest from our cup of herbal tea, which is nice. And eventually I can do some additional repairs to my stuff. Alright, let's step back outside. It's going to be a little bit tough to make it out of here without pissing off a wolf. But I want to try. Jesus. Alright, let's make sure we didn't get attacked there. Sometimes, God, he's right outside. Sometimes you can get attacked by a wolf while you're going inside, and we were right on the cusp of it there. Whew, my heart rate just jumped. Alright, crap. Well, that's really annoying. What can we eat? I can eat these, this beef jerky, give myself a little bit more on the calorie meter, and then drink this, I suppose. I just don't want those meters to drop. I hate being stuck in one spot when we are not in an ideal situation, but we're not tired enough. Of course we're not. Alright, well then let's pass the time for an hour. Let some time pass, and then hopefully we can get out of here. Cross fingers. Yeah, seems a little better. Alright, so there's a wolf there. There's not a wolf over here. So I'm going to take this opportunity while we are rested and well fed and all that good stuff. And while the weather is not too terrible yet, I'm actually going to pay a visit to some of these huts. God, we could cross all the way over to the fishing huts, but I don't want to go too far. So maybe... let's not get too ambitious. Let's start with that one. We can go back over to the fishing huts soon, but... Alright, so I want to go to that one, and then maybe that one, and then we'll go to the... I think that's Jackrabbit Island, and then the one to the left is Misanthropes. The one over there in the fog that we can barely see. Alright, here's some deer, so we know there's no wolves around. Let's go ahead and head this direction, more of a rapid clip. Granted, we're wearing our work boots and not jogging shoes anymore, so we're in a slightly different position than we were last time. We're doing alright, condition-wise. So apparently our character's a little cold. Can't imagine why. Anything up here? Nope. Is that a wolf or a deer? I can't tell what you are. You're a deer. Alright, we're good. That's a wolf, though. That's a wolf in dead center.
Because I really do.
Yeah, you've said it a couple times, actually. You've said that line several times during this series. It's almost like you don't think we heard you. Alright, I think I can make it into this hut. Oh, starting to see stars up above the white snow. It's a little weird. See them?
No.
Alright, the wolf is pretty distant. I think we can just step in here without worrying about drawing aggro here. To use a term you don't often hear in the long dark. Same concept, though. Alright, nothing here. We also haven't checked these for charcoal, so let's go ahead and grab a few pieces of charcoal from this. Alright, so now, if there's nothing here, unfortunately, we need to just beeline up this hill. Alright, let's grab this old man's beard lichen really quickly. I don't think I have any bandages yet. I can make some with cloth, but I don't think I actually have any. I've got frostbite risk. Might have something to do with the fact that it's cold. Just a hunch. And there's some rabbits here. So this is Jackrabbit Island, so you'd expect there to be rabbits. We're doing okay food-wise, though, so I'm going to avoid killing them. And that's just the way it is. You can hear the little pitter-pattering footsteps. Hey, guys. Don't mind me. Just gonna take all these rose hips and let's step inside here, see what we find. Shouldn't be a, there's not gonna be a spot to cook, but... Alright, we only have one flare. Oh, we've got this torch, though. There we go. I thought we'd use some of the fuel on this torch, but evidently we haven't used much. So that's not bad. Let's see what the old man at Jackrabbit Island was keeping stored. Or it could be a family at Jackrabbit Island. I don't know it was necessarily an old man. I imagine it was an old man. I imagine most of these houses were inhabited by old men. Nothing there. Nothing under the bed. I already checked that drawer. Oh, no, I didn't. Hang on. Still no headgear. Holy crap. Cut me some slack, game. Seriously. This is one of the reasons that I hope they add minor clothing items. Okay, good. There's some water. That's good, at least. I would love for them to add minor clothing items to the game. We can already craft really, really nice animal skin items, but let us craft crappy cloth and cured leather items as a low-level crafting thing, just to give us something to wear. That seems sensible to me. Alright, so... tell you what, let's go ahead and let's put this thing away. Let's break down this towel. It's going to take 10 minutes. And then I suppose, there's a couple of different approaches we could take right now. Hang on. Let's... oh, weather's actually getting worse, it sounds like. Well, that's annoying. I was totally gonna... I was gonna go over to the other island, but if it's just turned into a blizzard, then I can't go anywhere. So we're still pretty light on food. And light on headgear. Kind of an important ingredient. Let's step outside and see just how bad it is. It sounds like a blizzard. Yeah, I mean, if we went, we would have to move quickly. And I can't even necessarily see where I'm going right now. Yeah, if I went, I would have to... there could be wolves.
Alright, I can't feel my feet.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna go. I know the rough direction in which I need to travel. And we've got the shoreline to guide us a little bit. Plus we need to visit that fishing hut. It's part of my motivation for coming out here. So there's the other island already. It's in view. Frozen angler, cloth. Alright, so the frozen angler could come in handy if we have to fish later in the series. I prefer to have more warmth on us if we had to do that, but it's a start. So let's go ahead and take the charcoal out of this. Anything over here? Negative, negative, negative. Alright, let's keep moving. Whoa, what was that? Don't scare me like that, game. Well, my risks aren't that high. It usually pauses like that when it's calculating a die roll. Like whether it's calculating giving you a condition or not. Sometimes it can do that, but that was a long pause at a time when it really shouldn't have been thinking about it. So it made me think like maybe I was about to drop into the ice. It was thinking about whether or not to dunk me, but I'm not on weak ice at the moment, so what the hell, man? Don't scare me. It's not necessary. I'm already on the edge of my seat. I'm playing the Long Dark on Interloper mode. I am perpetually on the edge of my seat. There could be a wolf up here, speaking of being on the edge of my seat. Okay. We made it through to the Misanthropes homestead. And let's go ahead and get that torch back out. And see if we have any better luck this time. All I need is one toque. If you would just be that kind to me. The upstairs bedroom here does tend to be pretty generous with clothing, even on Interloper, so I've kind of got my fingers crossed since it wasn't too nice to us last time, that it might be better this time. We'll see. We still haven't found any antiseptic. If any wolves bite us and we have infection risk, we're going to be in trouble. But then again, we have antibiotics if an infection develops, so it's not the end of the world. Anyway, I have reishi mushrooms, because I actually picked some up this time. Alright, so there's that. Nothing here. Anything in the freezer? Negative. Wow. Whole lot of nothing in this house so far. Nope, didn't search the oven yet. Maybe there's something in here. Nope. Nope. Nope, nope. Nada. Nada. Nothing there. Nothing there. Alright, upstairs we go. See about those generous clothes spawns. Anything under here? Nothing. Nothing in the cabinet. Okay, I've got a cup of herbal tea. That's not the worst. Okay, candy bar. Wow. Holy crap, guys. This is not good. Not good at all. Nothing in the medicine cabinet either. At least we got some water here. Let's take that. There's nothing else here. Alright, well, I need to rest. Let's see, what do I have on me? I've got that candy bar. Let's go ahead and eat that. And I do need to drink some of the water I'm carrying, because I'm carrying a lot. 10 pounds of water, over a gallon. I don't know that a gallon weighs 10 pounds. I feel like that's slightly, that's a slight exaggeration. They might need to tweak the water weights. A gallon... I mean, carrying a gallon of water, definitely, you definitely feel it, but I don't know that it's 10 pounds. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I'm sure I'm sure that's something they've done. Like, I'm sure they're not just throwing weight around willy-nilly, but that seems a little extreme. Right, so let's sleep for 8 hours here. Frostbite risk is gone. Hypothermia risk should already be gone. Woke up fully rested. Of course we did. Let's put the torch away. It's midnight, roughly. Let's go go ahead and drink this soda for some calories and hydration. Drink this. We could also, you know, we could have drank the tea, actually. I should have drank that before I went to sleep. That was a missed opportunity. Alright, so let's go ahead and pass the time for, say, 3 hours. Then I am going to drink the tea and sleep for a bit and recover some condition that way. Okay, what have we got? 79% condition, not terrible. Sun is rising, so it doesn't sound like the weather outside is too awful. Let's take a peek, see how things look. If it's decent, I'm going to actually head in a different direction than I did last time. That's not decent at all. It's not remotely decent. Great. All right, well, back upstairs. Pass the time for an hour. Alright, there's the daylight. Not tired enough. Pass the time for one more hour. We're going to start starving soon. Okay, now let's see.
I could eat a horse.
I know, I'm trying to deal with it, but unfortunately, things are a little crappy. I still don't hear any worse noise, so maybe the wind has died down. Let's have a quick look. I doubt that it has. Well, it actually has died down a bit. It's not as terrible. Still feels really cold. So maybe, just maybe, before I leave, let's go outside. Or let's sleep, that's what I mean, before we go outside. 3 days, 21 hours, 34 minutes. And how does she look? Not bad. All right, so I'm going to dip inside, use this as my save point, and in the next one we are going to head toward the fishing huts, and maybe even towards the top area of the zone where you can find a lot of cattail stalks, because we could use those, and then I'm going to start making my way back towards the Quonset station and see if we can finally find a toque there. So we're actually going to explore some of the higher areas of the zone, I think, while the weather's decent and while we are all the way warmed up. We're going to take advantage of that. We don't have a toque, so everything is a bit of a risk, but we're just going to have to take that as it is. Because, I mean, I don't think we have a choice, and the weather's pretty decent at the moment. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes are coming out every day at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.